What makes me a good home cook? Well, if I was a bad home cook, I wouldn't be standing here discussing it with you now, would I? To my kitchen. Today we're gonna cook something real good. Some of you might be wondering, hey Rays, how would you influence through cooking? Well, if you think I can't influence through cooking, you're dead wrong. You are dead wrong. Look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself that you're dead wrong. Cooking is a form of art. It is very beautiful. If you're ever bored in quarantine, what would you do? Why not try cooking? Cooking is good for the soul, good for the heart. Especially you can do it with your friends and family. Without to get into the cooking, what am I gonna cook? This season, I have something very special prepared for all of you. Gonna cook some pork steak. Originally it was supposed to be pork chops, but we got these cuts instead.
While we should have gotten pork chops instead, we also should have gotten thicker cuts because these cuts we got were very thin. Now before we cook the meat, we need to season it. What this meat needs is just good old salt and pepper. Be very generous when applying the seasoning. You want your meat to be as flavorful as possible while not being overpowering. While you can add in more flavors like garlic powder, just salt and pepper will do the trick. Make sure to evenly season the other side of the pork as well. You can rub the seasonings to the pork to spread the flavor more. Just lightly rub it with some love and the flavors will be extraordinary. Also, my friends decided to visit.
How y'all doing?
After seasoning the meat, put it in the freezer for at least 30 minutes before cooking. This will not only allow the meat to marinate, it also makes the meat a bit firmer.
Now we got these finely seasoned. Now we just gotta cook them. Just gotta cook them. I will now cook these as guided by my Lord, my boss JC, John Christian Season, right here. Alright, let's get to it then. First you're gonna need some oil. Olive oil is good. Of course we need the pork. Very nice cuts. There's a nice line of bone right here. We have some butter. We have some butter to baste the pork chops with. And some garlic to flavor the pork. Alright, let's get to it then. Now we open the stove. Put it on a medium high. Now we add the oil. Very nice glug of olive oil. Just enough to coat the pan. We wait until it looks like it's about to smoke. Now we wait.
Now while we wait for the oil to heat up, here's a parody commercial that we made up.
We're going to add the meat. Gently away from me. That's what you want to hear. Hear that? That's beautiful. Now we sear these babies for 30 seconds each side. Now we turn off the heat before we add the butter. Nice tablespoon of butter, big loaf. As you can see, we lowered the heat. Yeah. We add some butter. We add some garlic. Now we baste. Mix it so the meat gets very juicy and retains the flavor of the butter. Give that on. Right. Take him out of the heat. Let them rest. Very good. We let them rest. Now, as we wait for the meat to cool down, why don't we make some fried rice? What better way to make fried rice than is to use overnight leftovers? Now, the reason why overnight leftovers are very good for fried rice is because there are a lot of science. There's a lot of science involved, but I won't get to that. So, let's just cook. Ang hirap naman ito ganito. Pati na lang yung isa. Ang hirap naman ito. Kaya texture. Now we Filipinos have something called magic sarap. We use this just to flavor every kind of thing we have. Very delicious. Sprinkle a generous amount of that into the rice. You don't need much because the flavor is already there from the oil. Give that a good mix and give it tossing. Yung sandok na pagkawa. Corporate flavors there very nicely.
If you're wondering why the rice changed color, we added soy sauce, but my mom accidentally cut the footage here, so yeah.
Good enough. Turn off the heat. Then we serve. Get all of that there. Don't waste rice. We have a good plate of fried rice.
Now that the meat has rested, we shall now cut it into strips. As you can see here, the meat is a little bit overcooked, but it is still a bit juicy. Once you've cut all of the meat into strips, we will now put it on top of the rice. Arrange the meat over the rice to make it look presentable as much as possible.
Good presentation. There we have it. Some good pork chop. Some good pork chop with some fried rice. Now, let's taste it. Little cousin, you're gonna try my pork chop. Right. Is it good? Very good? Okay. How was it?
Tender. Flavor is just right.
Very good. As you can see, that's how you cook pork chop. Now, let's eat.
guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. While the pork chops turned out very good, I'm still a little bit skeptical because they were overcooked. But nonetheless, they turned out well. They were delicious, they were tender enough, and I had a good meal. I'm leaving you all with a message like, if you ever want to do something a little bit more different in quarantine, if you're ever bored, why not try cooking? As I said, cooking is very good. You can do it with your friends and family, but mostly you should do it with your family because it's quarantine. Yeah, it's a fun pastime activity you can do, and plus it's very good. The results are very good. You just need to follow some quick recipes and stuff. Search online for easy recipes to make and have fun with your family. That's it. Now, if only I could have cooked the pork chops better, I think.
キラークイーン第3の爆弾バイツァーダスト。やったぞ、発動したぞ。
And here we have the pork chop cooking right now, and I added butter so I can baste it. Wait, why am I cooking again? Didn't this already happen though? Well, anyways, here we're gonna baste the pork chop with the butter so it can stay juicy and give it more flavor. Enjoy the cooking, ASMR, the sizzle. Here we flip the pork to baste the other side, give it more flavor as well. Now here we take them off the heat, put them somewhere to cool down, and let them rest for at least the same amount of time they have been cooking for. After letting the pork rest, cut them up into strips again. As you can see, the pork here is very juicy. Swear to God though, thought I already cooked the pork and cut them up into strips. I also remember adding them to fried rice. I don't know. Here we have pork chops, which I swear I've cooked before.